The RV industry has just been hit by a shockwave no one saw coming. 3 million RVs, yes, 3 million, now sit abandoned, discounted, or outright dumped across the United States. What was once a booming post-pandemic, luxury has suddenly turned into a warehouse crisis. Refund requests are exploding. Dealerships are panicking, and manufacturers are slashing prices to rock-bottom levels just to stay afloat. Models that once sold for over $150,000 are now being offered for as little as $5,000. Consumers who once dreamed of road freedom are now wondering if they made the biggest financial mistake of their lives. What happened to America's dream on wheels? How did the RV lifestyle, once seen as a symbol of independence and adventure, collapse into chaos? Today, we uncover the truth behind this sudden collapse, the lies, the greed, and the mistakes that turned a billion-dollar market into a refund disaster. It all started with a dream. After the pandemic, millions of Americans wanted to escape city life. RVs became the ultimate symbol of freedom. Drive anywhere, live anywhere, escape everything. The industry saw record-breaking sales between 2020 and 2023. Manufacturers couldn't keep up. New factories opened, workers were hired by the thousands, and prices skyrocketed. Influencers romanticized van life, and everyone wanted their piece of the open-road lifestyle. But behind the scenes, a storm was brewing. Companies rushed production, quality control slipped, and cheap parts began flooding the supply chain. What was meant to be the new American dream was quietly being built on a foundation of shortcuts and cost-cutting. And when the excitement faded, the cracks began to show. Literally. By 2024, complaints were piling up. Customers reported leaking roofs, faulty wiring, mold buildup, and engines that failed within months. Online forums exploded with angry owners demanding refunds or repairs that never came. Dealerships were flooded with used RVs no one wanted to buy. Some owners discovered their warranties were worthless after manufacturers quietly changed terms. The government began investigating, but the damage was already done. As interest rates climbed, loan defaults on luxury RVs hit record levels. The resale market collapsed, and suddenly, the once glamorous RV boom turned into a nightmare of debt, disappointment, and decay. Refund demands didn't just rise, they exploded. Thousands of class action lawsuits were filed across multiple states, alleging fraud, negligence, and false advertising. Manufacturers faced millions in refund requests they couldn't afford to pay. Dealerships began returning stock to factories, forcing warehouses to overflow. In desperation, some companies started auctioning brand new units for pennies on the dollar. The RV that cost $120,000 in 2022 was now selling for $5,000 in liquidation. For many Americans, it was the biggest depreciation they had ever seen in a consumer product. And for the industry, it was a historic collapse that may take a decade to recover from. Among the chaos, 11 specific models became infamous. They were the face of the collapse, known for mechanical failures, interior damage, and unfixable design flaws. Owners shared videos online showing collapsing slide-outs, broken seals, and appliances failing within days. These clips went viral, fueling public outrage and killing trust in the industry overnight. Dealers tried to offer repaired versions at half price, but buyers had already lost faith. The reputational damage was irreversible. What started as isolated incidents became a national scandal that exposed how greed and haste destroyed an entire market segment. Insiders began speaking out. Workers revealed that factories were rushing builds to meet record demand, skipping inspections and using untested materials. One whistleblower described working 12-hour shifts assembling units that weren't even road-tested before shipment. Corporate executives ignored warnings about defects, prioritizing volume over safety. When those same executives cashed million-dollar bonuses, workers and customers were left holding the bag. What could have been a golden age of American road travel became a cautionary tale about what happens when profit outweighs principle. Banks and investors didn't escape the damage either. Loan defaults skyrocketed as owners stopped making payments on RVs that had lost 80% of their value. Financial institutions wrote off billions in losses, while repossessed RVs flooded storage lots across Texas, Arizona, and Florida. Auction sites became graveyards of broken dreams. Thousands of units, brand new, unsold, collecting dust under the sun. Analysts compared it to the housing crisis of 2008, but with wheels. The bubble had burst, and this time it was parked on the side of the highway. For buyers, this disaster became a wake-up call. The flashy ads, influencer road trips, and promises of luxury on the go were just marketing illusions. Consumers learned the hard way that bigger doesn't always mean better, and that sometimes the simplest camper built with care will outlast the most expensive Class A rig. Forums that once celebrated van life turned into warning zones. "Do your research" became the new slogan. The dream wasn't dead. It was just rewritten with hard-earned lessons in bold letters. Today, the RV industry is in survival mode. Many smaller brands have vanished. Larger corporations are trying to regain trust by offering extended warranties, transparent pricing, and stricter quality control. New startups are emerging with electric RVs, modular builds, and smarter designs aimed at rebuilding confidence. But consumers are cautious now. No one's rushing in. Dealers are practically begging buyers to return. The golden age of spontaneous road travel might return, but not without accountability and innovation leading the way. The RV crisis is more than an industry collapse. It's a reflection of a changing America. It reminds us that every boom has a breaking point, and every dream has a price. The open road still calls, but it's calling for something different now. Sustainability, honesty, and quality over hype. The next generation of travelers won't just chase the horizon, they'll demand reliability behind the wheel. As the dust settles on the biggest RV meltdown in modern history, one truth remains. You can't mass-produce freedom. You have to build it, one honest mile at a time.